life rafts. Again, what you see is this image generally life raft, and this is only when you are doing a course because you are not expected to see open life raft. Just a few things I had to point out is like there is something painter like thing for towing. There are 2 3 steps available. There is a grab line available. There is also something to hold on and get in the boat. Hmm? Retroreflective tapes are there. Capacity is written, and you should be able to read from sky. Okay, these are the few things I wanted to point out. Another one here, there is a painter, there will be hydrostatic release and all, which you know, and we will see it little later. So, okay, first thing is every life raft must be constructed to withstand exposures for 30 days afloat in all sea conditions. All sea conditions means the worst possible weather. At least 30 days it will float. It is constructed that you drop it from height of 18 meters. It will not sustain any damage then, and all equipment everything will be okay at 18 meters height. Now what happens is like you have got VLCCs on ballast tunnel where the freeboard may be more than 18 meters with the height of the, in that case you have to prove it from drop test on those heights that yes everything works. In that case you will need modified ones, basically these casings will be modified. Then capable of withstanding repeated jumps from height of at least 4.5 meters means you are going to jump on it like small children, bounce off. Okay, that's how I can imagine it anyway right now, jumping on it and bouncing off like children. Okay, so at least 4.5 meters height, repeated jumps, no problem, means trampoline. Then it can be towed at 3 knots speed in calm waters with full complements. So you are sitting inside and somebody is towing you at 3 knot speed. And one sea anchor stream, sea anchor when you stream it, it will create extra resistance. So that is where that extra resistance has to be taken into account for 3 knots of
Excuse
speed.
me, sir.
Yes. But
Sir, is it having that propulsion machinery?
what?
Sir, is life raft is having propulsion machinery?
No, no, life raft doesn't have. Life raft capable of being towed. Being towed means you are going to tow with the lifeboat, but
Okay, okay,
it
sir.
should be strong enough to with sustain that speed 3 knots. Otherwise, this is not supposed to be going anywhere. Correct?
But
It,
sir, if we are not in the possession of any towing vessel, then
no, it is not that. The regulation here we are talking about the life raft should be strong enough that you can tow it at 3 knot speed with everybody inside and one sea anchor stream. So it should not break because you're pulling it too fast. Got the point? It is about the strength of life raft that you can tow it. नहीं तो मैं खींचा and टूट गया तो.
yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the standard stuff. Now Hammer H20 is this type of hydrostatic release which is disposable every 3 years and all you change it. And the usual pattern is there. Painter is tied in such a way that it will be still tied down to the ship after hammer releases. This hydrostatic release operates and releases the raft, but still it is tied to the ship. Now, Life raft shall have canopy to protect from exposure. Means the seal. The canopy is this, isn't it? This is canopy. So you are protected inside from weather, sun, cold, etc. You can close it properly. And it's set automatically. Means you don't have to rig it up. It will be rigged automatically. There is no life raft which has got capacity of less than 6 persons. Okay, it's a typical question. If I want to make it little difficult, then I will ask, what is the minimum capacity? Now you have always heard maximum. Minimum is not commonly used, so there is a minimum 6 persons. Otherwise, it's not. Yeah, you can make it, but it will never be approved for use on ship as a rescue equipment. Now, this part comes about if the life rafts are heavy, which can't be transferred by 2 persons, which is likely to happen on passenger ships rather than cargo ships. Cargo ships, you don't have so many people, so it's not a big issue. 20% life raft can be carried by 2 persons. Anyway, whole thing is, in that case, you have to have a place where you store it so you can launch it without having any problems. But its weight shall not be more than 185 kgs. Okay, it is only allowed more than this is to be launched by appliance, means the debit. Now here is another interesting regulation. Shall a efficient penter length of not less than 10 meters plus the distance, okay, from the stored position to water line in lightest seagoing condition of 15 meters, whichever is greater. Only thing, there will be a issue if you are talking about that first drop test part, 18 meters. So right now you are looking 10 plus 15, 25 meters standard one normal ships. But if you are on one of those rare ships where it is stored high, in that case we shall be looking at longer length, which will be approved. They will launch life rafts. These are basically passenger ships where you have a few of them and you use one David to launch one by one. So you inflate it first, get passengers inside, then load it, and then this is a quick release. From life raft you can pull and you release it. Okay. There is a velocity requirement dropping not you drop it in water also 3 meters without damage to its functions. A standard one, like a open one, but strong enough that you can drop it. Then they also have the arrangements like bowsing in tackles, because when you want to launch it, you hold it on the side, people get it. It's just like lifeboat operation. So that is where you must have means to bring life raft along. Like bowsing in tackles are tackles. You can have simple ropes because it is lighter. Tie up with a simple rope, take 2 3 turns, hold it, let people get inside, then release it, stop it. Now again the standard rule, rapid boarding. Earlier we saw the rapid boarding in lifeboats and all. Same thing applies here. Then 3 minutes rule from the time instructions are given, like lifeboat, same thing. Now here on the casing, on the casing here, okay, this casing, it has to be mentioned Solas Pack A or Solas Pack B in English. Let's put it simple. Roman alphabet block letters means it's in English. Exactly like Solas A pack. Solas B pack also, but normally Solas B pack you should not see because it is more for I will say that short international voyages, near coast trade, and all those ones. Not for normal ships like ocean going ship, cross ocean going ships. Then painter is there, and there is a weak link on the painter. That is what it is explaining. That even when it's tied up, it can be dragged down by sinking ship. Weak link is we generally use weak link, but there can be other arrangement. Means because you accept technologies can be there, but we are looking at a weak link. So there is a certain strength of the weak link. It must withstand something, and beyond that, it will break. So that there can't be accidental breakages. Now, when it is packed inside, that now we are talking about the fiberglass casing to withstand hard wear under the conditions encountered at sea. It has inherent buoyancy. After stuffing everything, it's not going to sink, it is still going to float. And only with the painter pull, you will be able to burst that cylinder to open it. At that time, it will break open the small lashings which are there to give it its close. It should be watertight, and there can be a small hole at the bottom for draining water because of condensation, but normally you don't find these holes. Normally no, because when they pack it up, they put talcum powder, a lot of stuff inside to make sure the rubber will not stick or anything. So they don't need really this drainage hole, because if water is not going to go in, how is it going to come out? Now there are two types of markings you're going to come across. One is on this container. Maker's name, trademark, serial number, approving authority, number of persons, Solas Pack AB, date when last serviced, length of the painter. The length of the painter has come in because of these issues that if it is too high, the length of the painter must be known that okay, I got 25 meters, 30 meters, whatever. Maximum permitted height of stowage. Okay, this is important information normally. And launching instructions, because you can forget what it is. That is why you have to have a launching instruction. Okay. Now, in this, any doubts? Hmm. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No. Anybody has any questions? Hmm.
No, sir.
No. Okay. You can hear clearly, no? That's my more concern actually. Volume. Then we come to the rescue boat. Rescue boat actually is a nice one. It's faster. Generally, what happens? They say 6 knots, but it will be faster than that. Then it is more adventurous, roaming around in rescue boats. It's more stylish also. Like what's a little ugly shapes. Here it's open. Okay, it can have part cover and all, but generally open. You sit and जरा सा मजा आता है. Okay. Now you get them in a different way. It can be rigid, it can be inflated, or it can be partly combination of both. Again, it cannot be less than 3.8 meters in length or more than 8.5 meters in length. Now both these figures have been reached because it is supposed to ride the waves. If it is too long, it may break. Too short, you may not be able to cross the waves. So it is calculated. It can be too because 3.8 meters are not smaller than that. It will not serve the purpose. Now, important part, at least five seated person and one on stretcher. That means minimum capacity is six. At least a minimum. Now, at least 6 knot speed, and they got fuel for 4 hours, because lifeboat we have got fuel. Lifeboat we have got fuel for 24 hours full speed going on. Here, at least 4 hours. They got mobility, maneuverability to enable person retrieve, etc. Get means they do all the job of getting everybody together, rescuing people. Can you see me? Okay, can you see me?
Yes, sir.
All back
Yes, sir.
Yes,
back to
sir.
normal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then they should be able to tow life rafts, the largest life raft at least 2 knot speed, whereas the life raft is strong enough to be towed at 3 knot speed also. But you should means now you see the Palvinder, the difference. Okay, the capacity of a craft which is towing another one can be anything, but the towing one also is going to meet resistance from water and all, and it should be strong enough to be towed. This is the difference. Okay, it can have inboard engine or outboard engine, both are permitted. Now, outboard engines, if you all have seen, they act themselves only as a rudder and tiller, because you can move it. You can move it so that it doesn't need a separate rudder or tiller. Then, arrangement for towing are permanently fitted, and they're strong. Then they are stored on open deck, obviously because you want to launch it, and they can stay 30 days afloat in all sea conditions, because everything what we launch in the boat for survival should have 30 days exposure limit anyway. So that is where the 30 days exposure is coming in. Then it will also have inherent buoyancy. So it depends. If it is a rigid construction, it will have built-in tanks. If it is inflated, it will have subdivided, so that in case anything punctures, still the boat should not sink, rescue boat. So each single one is five separate compartments, and okay, that means basically you understand that there are two tubes, one punctures. It's just like life raft. Anything punctures, no problem. Still everything is okay. Then lifeboat requirements are complied here. The markings, everything, capacity, everything is marked, because what we saw, the minimum capacity. It can have higher, but it's mentioned. Then okay, its purpose is rescue. So you will overload depending on the situation. If somebody is in water, you don't leave that guy in water and tell him, okay, I'm coming back. No, you will pull him in one way or the other. So there is a reserve buoyancy and etc. Then their serial number is also written there, and the same date of manufacture. Date of manufacture is basically to decide the how many years you can use it, because you will have rubber which gets exposed to ultraviolet radiation. Even if it is rigid, it can get, then there can be issues, so then you will have to change it. That is the reason date of manufacture is mentioned, so when somebody is inspecting, they pay attention accordingly. And the most important one, the inflated type also must be kept inflated. It's not like life raft. where you can say that when I need it, I will inflate it. Here, it has to be inflated at all times. That is 24 by 7. Always inflated and ready for launching immediately. That is the standard. So, see, whenever we make something, it has to be strong enough to stay on its own. And also, when there is a struggle like pulling, pushing, all operational, say, resistance, it should be strong enough to withstand that also. Plus, normal as its own, like bad sea conditions, weather at sea can be extreme temperatures. So, materials have to be strong. So this is where it generally comes down to that. Material should be strong, it should be able to withstand the various forces, etc. Now, any questions on this? Hmm.
No, sir.
No. See this rubber fenders, is expected to bang around.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So now what? They're small topics. After this, we will stop live boil. Otherwise, it will be too much. Okay. We are back to Captain Dogo and Cadet Dozo. Okay. Main thing, LSA code requirements. Basically, they are always logical. There is nothing like illogical. Now, requirement for Lifebuoy. First one, outer diameter should be less than 800 millimeters. The reason is, how will you hold it if it is too big? So idea is it should go around your body and you should be able to hold it. So maximum 800, minimum 400, because normal person should fit in 400 millimeters. If it is too big, I will just go through. Too small, he will not fit in. So inner one is more than 400 millimeter and outer one is less than 800. So you have got playroom of about 400 millimeters. That means 200 millimeters on each side. Must be made out of inherently buoyant material. 1 minute, I had to take this one. Hello, good morning. नमस्कार. हाँ हाँ मैं अभी देखा मैंने. राइट, थैंक यू सर. अगला प्रोग्राम अभी ये बैच तो पूरी निकल गई. थर्ड ईयर. तो अगला भी दूसरा वाला आएगा तो सेकंड ईयर का हो सकता है. हाँ चार, हाँ एसओटी वाला खत्म हुआ. चार चार बैचेस में. हाँ 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 ठीक है. हाँ 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 होएगा तो मैं आपको पहले बोलूंगा कुछ भी आएगा तो. आईएमयू से. नहीं, इधर तो काफी हो रहे हैं. दूसरे लाइक हर प्रैक्टिकल्स में सीमनशिप प्रैक्टिकल्स है, ये है तो हो रहे तो. और कोई है लेकिन मैं एक बार चेक कर लूंगा. ये तो खत्म हो गए. हाँ ये तो खत्म हो गए. हाँ 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 ठीक है मैं एग्जाम से बात करता हूँ. और हाँ ठीक है मैं बात कर लेता हूँ. थैंक यू. Sorry, that was because of the our external examiner, Captain Sinha from Kochi, IMU Kochi. Okay, inherently buoyant material. Now, what happened? Once upon a time, we used to use cork and all these things, and now things have changed. Now you use synthetic ones and all. They're inherently buoyant. Why? Because it has to float. Then it needs to support at least 14.5 kilograms in fresh water for 24 hours. That means the live buoy. If you put weight of 14.5 kilos on it, it will survive for 24 hours. Now, this doesn't mean that after 24 hours, buoy is going to break and disintegrate or something. But the test is for 24 hours. That's minimum, because normally when you throw a buoy, you are aware there is somebody there. That's why you thrown the ball, man overboard, anything. So immediately rescue attempts would start. So technically speaking, you're supposed to finish rescue in maybe a few hours. If conditions are difficult, anything else and all, so they will be still. So this 24 hours come, and why only 14.5 kgs? Why? Now I want some answer on this. Why only 14.5 kg? Hmm. Or I have to ask you specifically.
Because water also gives some thrust to the body.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because this type of question may be asked lesser in Viva, but more likely in interview or something. That yes, their body also has got it. So difference between the two is what you need to cover. Then mass must be more than 2.5 kgs, because when you throw it, it shouldn't get blown with wind. So it has to be more than that. And 4 kgs for a quick release arrangement with smoke signal and self-igniting lights, because what has happened is long back there was no rule like this, and some of the live buoys turned out to be very light. So you dropped it, you pulled it, the live buoy goes out of the socket, but it doesn't have enough momentum to pull the smoke signal and self-igniting light. So then there was a funny comic situation that you pulled this thing, you released the live boy, and live boy is hanging there. Why? Because it did not have enough momentum to pull things from their sockets. That is the reason it was increased to 4 kgs. Must be at least 4 kgs, so that it can pull the things with it, drop in water, and because generally it is just on bridge wings, which is the flat area on the ship, which has got a great resistance to the wind. Depending on wind direction, whatever it may be, there will be turbulence around accommodation. Now when this turbulence is there, it shouldn't affect the path you are decided for the life buoy. Means my path is I want to drop it in the water. It should not get blown on the deck. So there is a minimum requirement of the weight. That with that weight you will have certain momentum, so it will work. Just to imagine it, you can always think about the children have got the small plastic balls with practically no weight. You try to throw it. You see, you can't throw it at long distance. Whereas you take another heavier ball and throw it, it will go very long distance. Same principle is used here. Then it has got a flame test and drop test. Why? Because drop test, you have to drop it from the height. So drop test, that is 30 meters, and flame test. Flame test because in case there is a fire and you are throwing it out, that time it should work. Then grab line, which should be more than 9.5 millimeters in diameter. Why smaller one? Smaller one you can't grab. You need certain minimum thing to grab. That is where the 9.5 millimeters come in. And length, that is what we are looking, this one, okay, like this loop, at least 4 times the outer diameter is what, 800 millimeters, right? Maximum. So it will be 3.2 meters. secured at 4 points, and that means it forms 4 loops, and then there will be retroreflective tape, etc. Okay, clear on this? Now this self-igniting lights, what is the idea? Purpose is that it should indicate the position of the boy at night time. So the light cannot, and you are going to throw it in water. If you are going to throw it in seawater, you cannot say that it will extinguish because I threw it in the water and water went in. No. So it has to be sort of watertight to ensure that it is not going to get extinguished by water. Must work at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours, because after all, you can't make everything heavier by putting heavier batteries. 2 hours is considered more than enough to locate the boy at night. Then similarly, if you're going to tie it up with a live buoy and you're going to throw a live buoy from 30 meters height, it should also have a drop test of 30 meters, isn't it? Most logical thing. Otherwise, one will work and other one will break. Color of light, white. Intensity 2 CD. Steady light or a flashing light. Flashing light means approximately 50 to 70 flashes per minute. Now, theoretically, if 50 to 70 flashes per minute means that light should last longer than 2 hours. Hmm. So, it is a requirement. Either you have steady light or blinking light. Both are good enough. Smoke float. Again, now there is a chemical reaction there. So, this chemical reaction should not be swamped in the sea. Means it should not just water came in and it stopped working. No. And the condition is because in a choppy sea, the waves will be breaking. So this is heavy, it is trying to stay afloat, and clearance will be just something like this from the water level. So it has to work underwater also. So even if it is underwater, means water is splashing over it all the time, and submerged in water for at least 10 seconds, the smoke must keep on coming out. Now smoke is going to come out and make a big what do you say, balloon like in appearance, like a small cloud, mini cloud, micro cloud, whatever you call it. So that is what happens. So it releases. Now it should emit smoke for at least 15 minutes. Now don't mix up this part is when it's submerged underwater at least 10 seconds it has to emit smoke. Under normal condition in calm water, at least 15 minutes it will keep on emitting smoke. So the volume will keep on increasing and the range of visibility will become better and better in a calm water. Then again you are going to drop it from 30 meters height. So it has to also have a drop test. And that is that 4 kgs for a quick release arrangement, that 4 kgs is coming here because this is attached. Now what happens, held in a bracket, that is where that 4 kg weight, it gives the momentum and pulls it out of the bracket. Then it should not ignite explosively because you are not dealing with a chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is it should not be explosive because you are dropping it to identify where a man overboard is. Now if it explodes or something, that poor man is going to get explosion on his face. Or it should not emit flames during smoke emission because guy in water may be just next to it. If it starts emitting flames, then where is he going to run? So these things are safety things, so that accidentally also person should not get hurt. And this is the last one. If you have got any line attached to the buoy, a certain percentage has to have line attached. So those ones are, you keep one end with you and you throw the live buoy. Somebody who has fallen in water, he holds it and then you pull him. So this lifeline is non-kinking type, because if it is kink, you will be spending time on the area to open it up. So it has to be non-kinking. Diameter more than 8 millimeters. Again, because if it is too thin, guys can't grab it either. Sometimes that guy may grab the life buoy, sometimes he might just hold on to the rope. So 8 millimeter will allow it, like a small finger. You can hold it. And the breaking stress. Now you see the breaking stress. 500 kg force. Hmm? And just imagine if it is 8 millimeter, 500 kgs force is required to break. So if any rope, the tiny rope also breaks, it has sufficient energy to kill you. Okay. Now any questions?